Hello, and today we are hopefully going to be taking Eregion from the Goblins of Moria and Wrakyaburg from the Orcs of Gundabad. But before we can do that, we first have to take out this small force out here. So this is going to be a prequel.
Send them back to their underworld.
And so they come at us with their vast hordes once more, and very slowly, so we're hopefully going to take them out quite easily. They have come with heavy goblin halberds, heavy goblin archers, crossbows, and infantry. They've basically got their full late tier roster here. We do have to be somewhat wary of their heavy goblin halberds because they are actually better than our spearmen in a direct one-on-one fight. And we've got the archer supremacy anyway, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
In fact, they're already running just from our Beoning warriors charging in, because they do prior to nearby enemy infantry, and they do not have a general, which is obviously very bad for them. And look at that, they're just running instantly. So good thing we've got these cavalry, because they're actually going to do quite a lot of work. And they're routing. There's a few goblin infantry who are just going to march into the back of those heavy goblin halberds, and then I think it's just a clear up. And there we have it. I'll just make sure we catch all of these pesky little buggers.
This is a clear victory.
That was unbelievably simple and easy, considering what I thought was going to be a difficult fight, really. But then you have to remember just how poor the morale of these goblins are. They don't like to stand and fight, particularly when they do not have a general. They will just run away very, very quickly. So the archers did basically all of the work. And by killing all of these troops, that's a large force of Moria's, well, it's a very large chunk of Moria's remaining armies, I believe, because I think they've only got one region, two region, and perhaps a third up here. Yep, so they've only got 3 regions, so they're not going to be mustering a whole lot of goblins anymore. And we'll just make sure to go back into Ost-in-Edhil, which apparently isn't very happy anymore. But 70% isn't too bad, and hopefully that unrest will go down. This is still the same turn as I left you on, so yeah, we haven't had that unrest go down just yet. I'm just going to finish by moving the spy around and making sure that all of our troops have moved, and then I'll train a few troops with the remaining money, and then I'll see you on the next turn. The Cornered Dragon, well, I guess then the Easterlings have just gone down to 3 regions or less, and the Chieftain of the Dunedain is dead. I don't know if that's the first... Oh, okay, so Aragorn is definitely dead, and so is his son. Dorthalu, downskilled. Yes, please. But as I was saying, that must mean that... Was it really on the last turn that we took Dorthalu? Oh, I guess it was. I can't really remember. But, so, Dorwinion and Dale have succeeded in taking out Rune, which means that it's only a matter of time that Dorwinion and Dale will then turn on Mordor, perhaps. But I can't help but notice that that force of Dorwinion is no longer here, so they've actually gone back over there thinking that they're not attacking anymore. No, they're not. I don't know if that's the same fella. But that's a bit of a shame, because I was quite wanting them to attack. That way we wouldn't border them, and then also it would help out Gondor quite a bit. But, oh, the Bree-land have gone. I'm surprised they made it this far, because they lost Bree some time ago. Oh, we've got a coming of age. Another son of Legolas. He is a Cinder. That's how you know he's a son of Legolas, because all the other ones are Nandor. But oh, he's got quite high acumen. And since he's got quite high acumen, I don't... Oh, and he's also a skilled bureaucrat, so I might just leave him in Hathadrond. That way I can move Legolas out. Oh, we do lose quite a lot of money by doing that. But the reason is because I want Legolas to then take this force and move on Eregion or Ost-in-Edhil. So we'll continue moving our troops around here that need retraining, but I don't know if we'll need to wait for these guys or not. I think next turn we'll move out with what we've got here. Apart from the spearmen, of course. Just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. And then we'll maybe take the ballista from here. And the cavalry. And then that way we'll be able to take it. Now, I do have the spy here. So why not make use of it? I know it's around here somewhere. Just here where this ford is. So... okay, so they've got 3 units. Although the faction leader is there. And he does have the mountain Urks. So, High Chieftain Uglag the Fearless will die very soon. And they do border Dunland here, of course, as well. And, if I'm not mistaken, Dunland are actually at war with the High Elves. Yes, they are. So, and as we are also allied with the High Elves, that makes them quite likely to attack us. And, actually, they're also allied to the Goblins of Moria, so they're probably not too happy, although the relations are good, which is quite perplexing, but they will probably end up attacking us once we take Ost-in-Edhil. So, we will have to march on Moria and take them out very quickly, because we can't be fighting 2 wars here, and then potentially also be fighting... And, okay, Isengard have taken Fangorn Forest, which means that they now border us once more. Lothlorien are very depleted. They have barely any forces, and they're not going to be training a whole lot. Which means that it's going to end up being our responsibility because of Rohan. Rohan is also down to 1 region. Lothlorien are pretty much out of the game. So it's us against Isengard. It's us against Dunland, along with the High Elves. Us against the Goblins of Moria. Us against Gundabad up here. By the way, dwarves, can you not take that region? So, and then of course in the south we may be up against Mordor as well, which is why I was really kind of hoping that Dorwinion would attack them. But you know, there might be hope still. Who knows? But we're going to build this force here. I don't know if I'm going to wait for these guys here. And then we're going to march on Wrakyaburg, which I think is right there, where that ford is. I say like I haven't played this game before, but I've played this game before. Buralge. Oh, it's become a large town, which means we have access to the Merchant's Wharf now, which is an add-on to the port. And then we also have a shipwright, which will give us an extra trade fleet. Now, currently, that's not making loads of money. We're trading 151 gold coins out of our port. But I think if we gain access to, say, Dorwinion over here, that will actually allow us to, you know, get a lot more money because they have wine and whatnot. So I'm going to get the Builders Guild House here. It's only 4 turns. We've got the money, and it will speed up the process of constructing all of these other buildings, which will be fantastic. Minas Lascalain has just got itself. Oh yes, it's got the 3rd tier of barracks, which I don't know what the name was again. Okay. It's right there, the army barracks. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, so this is the final tier of the barracks, and here then we can get the Elven King's Gate Guard. Of course, we're going to pop that right into our basket, and 18 attack, 22 total defense, and that is going to be 18 attack, 25 total defense, I believe, once we get Eregion's the advanced blacksmith there. So these are going to be absurd, but not only that, we also get the Elven King's Axe God, and they look so good. Both of these units look fantastic. 14 attack, 27, and they will be absolutely absurdly good as well. So we're going to have some absolutely outrageous infantry coming out very soon. And this is the best part of the game. Oh, and Berenun got itself Woodland Horse Archers, and do you know what that means? That means Sith Pantheon's going to have his revenge on Captain Akoth, who last time defeated him, which is quite embarrassing. So this time, we're going to take him out.
Fight to the end!
This time, these silly sausages are going to get absolutely destroyed, because we've actually got cavalry archers. I was wondering what was I going to say. So we're going to be able to shoot them up before they even reach my general. And I think, quite frankly, these Woodland Horse Archers would be able to deal with both of these units just fine on their own. And as you can see, they are definitely regretting almost defeating my general in battle last time.
Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
Victory is sweet, and vengeance has been delivered. Without a single man lost, we absolutely wiped them out. And now they have gone. And Sith Pantheon can now feel good that his task has been done. But no, it hasn't really, because actually I still would like some towers, so he's back on that job now. Thranduil as well, just because he is the king, he's not exempt from duties, but he thought he would lead by example, and he would also build a couple of towers on the edge of our realm. More and more of this goblin filth just keep knocking at our door, so we are going to have to maybe take these guys out, because if we leave them to roam our lands, they'll be really, really annoying. So they have nothing again, apart from these Azog's Defilers. We cannot let these guys charge. If they charge, they will take out a whole unit.
Put an end to this evil.
Will these goblins make it to our front line? We shall see. They might just end up dying before they even make it halfway. They are getting a little closer, but as you can see by the trail of bodies, they're not getting very close at all. Oh, they're moving closer. Everybody shoot the Defilers. I do not want anyone to get charged by those boogers. They are going down now, they are going down. Bring them down, bring them down. Oh, and they decide to go away. Oh no, they're still coming. But they are still going down. Down to only the general or the captain and one more orc. And yep, down he goes as well. I don't think they're going to get a single kill. Oh, and I just see the ballista fire. Oh my word, that probably killed someone of my own. These Goblins of Moria are really rubbish, aren't they? I mean, they have no armor, so it's not entirely their fault, but we did actually lose 2 men. Whoops. And with them gone, we could maybe actually move on Bruinos over here. So I'm potentially thinking, how about we get that first? Oh, that's quite a large garrison there. But, if we were to take that, then the only other city down here is Ost-in-Edhil. And there's no way they're going to march from the Rhudaur uplands to save it. But we can't go just yet, because Anon and Orod will absolutely hate us if we do that. So we're gonna stay in there for this turn. We'll wait for Legolas to come out with these men here. In fact, we could probably just come out now. So let's take all of these guys, because we'll get there a bit sooner. Not next turn, but the turn after. So we'll take what we can from here without it revolting, and then we'll take Bruinost, make sure we kill all of them, and because we won't be able to hold, we won't be able to have good public order there, unfortunately. So it's going to take a while for it to grow, but then we can come down and take Ost-in-Edhil. With the small amount of troop movements we've still got coming over here to the western side of the mountains, we'll easily be able to mop up these forces here. I'm not going to then breach out any further in this direction. I'm hoping that the High Elves can actually manage to take out the goblins up here. and maybe the Anduin can take a high pass. We shall see. But I think the direction that we're going to go from here, once we take this, depending how well the Northern Dunedain do, because I don't want to go to war with them, is it's going to be south. We're going to probably be taking on Dunland, because they are the allies of Isengard. So we're probably going to have a dual-pronged attack on either side of the mountains. As you can see, we're actually down to 0 gold exactly in the jar, and we've got a lot of troops now training out of Minas Lascalain, and we've got a few up here in Thranduil's halls as well. As you can see, I'm just training the Elven King's Bowguard here as well. Next turn, we shall see if we can actually take Wrakyaburg for the first stage of this episode. Oh no, the Dunedain stand. That's their last stand. Oh dear, they're not doing very well at all. Dantalad, no thank you, I don't want it there. We lost obviously a lot of money, but we, that's because we built a lot of things. Khazad-dûm West got its Master Builder's Hall, which would allow for me to actually build some of these a bit cheaper, but I think I'm going to hold off on that because I don't need, it's making a lot of money already. I don't particularly need anything from that right now. Ost-in-Edhil, though, you're going to get a market because I think you'd make a decent amount of money. Well, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's decent for the cost. It doesn't cost a lot of money to build that market, so we'll get that. Burst Southis, you're okay. You're growing very fast now, which is excellent news. And Taurfilin just got the vineyard because, by the way, I was watching back one of my videos. I think it was the last video here, and I called it a vineyard, and I was like, I had to pause it, go back and listen to it again because I did like literally a double take. I was like, what did he just say? But anyway, I got a vineyard there because that gives a solid amount of money, and I don't really want anything else from it right now. The market wouldn't make a whole lot of sense here because it doesn't make that much money at all. It makes, well, I mean, I say that much money, it's like 20 gold less than the one I just got. And Anon en Rod. I would like that art gallery. I would. Oh, we've got a lot of troops just trained. Were they hit? Oh, yes. Got some axemen. And more importantly, we got the Elven King's Bowguard. Our first actual elite unit. Well, I guess we've had the Galadrim guards for a while. So we're going to send them out this way. Rohan are going to fall soon, which does mean actually that maybe I should actually keep them in that fort, because I do worry what Isengard are going to do afterwards. Because of course they are at war with Lothlorien, and once they take Limhir, I think is what this place is called, once they take Limhir, I will have to intervene at that point. I can't let them take Carasgalathon just yet, anyway, because they will keep on bashing their head into that until they get it. So I'd rather hold them back here rather than let them take that, because I don't want to declare war too soon, because then they'll start going for me, and quite frankly, I don't want to fight them just yet. Now, here, we do have the choice of, do we wait an extra turn and get Legolas involved, or do we just send his son Mardian to do it, and then Legolas can actually come in here. Yep, he can hold on to this town or castle with the public order, whilst his son goes on and nobly catches Bruinost for the family. Of course, the odds don't look fantastic. They do have one unit in their garrison, but other than that, there's not anything crazy. They've got orc fighters, which are okay. Snagger skirmishers, these are their trash. Goblin infantry, we've seen all of this before. The Uruk overseers are their chanting units, and then they've got some warg riders and warg scouts. I think it's just a normal general. It is. And what's in the reinforcements? Oh, that's just a very ragtag bunch.
Wipe the blight from this land!
The first stage to any good siege battle is to knock down the gate, and our ballista is going to get extra close just to make sure that we do not miss. And the reinforcements are coming from over here, and to be honest, I think the cavalry can just deal with that. We don't need to bother ourselves with that, and as always, with our abundance of archers, we can then just shoot over into the town square, or over the walls rather, and before we get into melee. Now, I don't understand what's going on here, but we can't actually shoot the gate until they figure this out. Well, the gate doesn't look like it's going to be functioning, so we're going to go for this wall over here instead, and maybe we'll just walk right in through that open gate at some point.
Our men have slain the enemy generals. Into the breach and onto
the wall is now down, so that means that no matter what, we are going to get in, no matter if they shut that gate or not. So I think rather than I'm just going to shoot into a clump of them. Now I'm not expecting a whole lot, but any kills are nice kills. Now they do look very keen on coming out with a bit of a welcome party, so I too have organised a bit of a gathering. Getting some nice shots with the ballista into this mass. We've got our armor-piercing warriors over here ready to receive, although I think they've probably come in a bit too late, really. Our spooky warriors are coming in, and they're going to scare the sugar out of all these guys. They're not going to charge, though, because they're rubbish. But, oh, look at that. We've completely surrounded their welcome party. And it's only a matter of time that they run. Oh, and they're fighting to the death. Excellent. So this is a solid clump of enemies that we've already got rid of. Although our general has taken a lot of losses there. Presumably because he was fighting the overseers who are armor-piercing. And obviously he has a lot of armor on. The AI here today in this battle has been incredibly aggressive, coming out to meet us twice now. So, but the bodyguard has come out as well. So we're sending in our bros with the axes and with an awful charge because they're... Oh, no, now they go in there. Getting stuck in there, getting their axes right into the backs of those goblin bodyguards. We've brought up our legions of archers now, and we're just going to rain on death onto these goblins. They're just being really... I don't know why they just don't go into the centre here and accept their fate. But they are slowly coming on towards us, but... we have almost killed off their bodyguard now as well. But they just keep on bringing more and more. So I'll send in the spearmen and the warriors onto the flanks of this. Hopefully they can deal with it. And now I'm just going to make sure our archers are firing at the rest to... You know, we've got to deter them from coming this way. Like, just go away. Oh, and the general's gone. The general's gone. Now they're probably going to all rout and then... congregate in the middle there, but we'll make sure to shoot what we can here. I wouldn't normally send in anyone into the settlement until we'd expended all of our arrows, but I just couldn't take the fact that these snagger archers were shooting at us, so I had to go in there. Oh, they've got some warg scouts over there as well, so we're going to use what we have left here and shoot them as well. I don't know if we can actually shoot over this, we shall see. Alas, I grew impatient, and I've even sent in the Woodland Ward sentinels to go in and fight. They're pretty decent in melee, and more than capable of taking out Snagger. Oh, and we've still got a few left here, so make sure we mop them all up. And over here as well. I think send in the cavalry and they'll probably all run away at that point. It's quite difficult to actually get shots over here because now that our infantry are involved, we're likely to shoot our own. Nevertheless, I think by sending in the archers, we've certainly sped this up quite a bit. And I think this might just be the last guy left. And down he goes with a swift uppercut. And the enemy are utterly vanquished.
Of only the mightiest of generals.
Apparently that is a heroic victory. Now, we did kill a lot of them, but I wouldn't call it a heroic victory. And apologies for the dog barking in the background. But anyway, 370 kills. All of them must die. And another settlement falls to us. Oh, bloody hell, they had a lot of generals in there. And it is a city, apparently, but we're going to kill them all. I'm not too bothered by the population. I mean, anyway, the population growth in here is pretty decent. And with it being a city, that's quite useful. But it's not really that good because it's an orc encampment, which will make it very difficult to defend. Now, Mirdain actually is very close now to Rivendell. I don't know if he needs to go into the hidden valley or actually all the way into Rivendell, but we can certainly do that very easily from here. Now, do we have any culture? We've got 3%, 3 measly percent. Oh, and we do have an armory here. I'll just keep that for now because it provides public order, and it probably actually saves us money because there's a lot of corruption here. And we can destroy this brawler's pit. It does absolutely nothing for us, but other than that, everything else is good. Now, we don't share a border with the orcs of, or the Goblins of Moria, rather than the Orcs of the Misty Mountains. So we only share a border here in Ost-in-Edhil. So we're going to go and get that, and then hopefully we can get, finally, that advanced blacksmith that I keep mentioning. But to do so, we will actually need to free up some forces, mainly Legolas. He will be fine to get that on his own. So maybe Erebor, you come out and you come to Annon and Orod, and then Legolas will be free to go and do that. And I think I will take that ballista. Oh, but it's going to come. Oh, it's going to take ages to come round. Do we need any cavalry to get that? No, I don't think we will. Now, they are actually training some troops there, as you can see. Now they've got, rather than 3, they've got 5. So, well, I think we did the right thing anyway. I don't think we will need the ballista, to be honest, because we've got these archers coming here. So I don't mind spending one turn just making a battering ram or something. And then those archers, there's actually a fort here as well. So you can get some extra free upkeep there. So it will probably be a couple of turns before we actually make it down there. And then, but we shall see how that goes on. And Bruinost, how much do you like me if I move him out? Okay, okay. So Mirdain in the next turn, actually, he'll be able to come back to Annon and Orod. So Erebor probably may not have been needed and could have just been kept in there. But we've still got a lot of forces moving this way, which I'm not going to turn them back because we will need them over here to take out Dunland. But I think from now on, perhaps we need to start congregating a force here to ensure that Isengard don't sweep us away as well, because they are very, very powerful, especially in the auto-resolve, which is why they always beat Rohan. I've never actually seen Rohan. Like, it's maybe 20% of the time that Rohan actually beat Isengard, and it's very, very rare. About as rare as Gondor beating Mordor, which I've never really seen. In fact, it's rarer. No. Gondor beating Mordor is rarer. Oh, but. We've got Wrakyaburg firmly within our sights. And now I don't know if they've got if they've got more forces around here, but I think I'm feeling pretty confident with the force that we've got here. We've got 1, 2. We've only got 2 archers, to be honest. 3 if you include the general, but then we've got 2 horse archer units. So we will be able to best any cavalry that they throw at us, and then we've got very solid infantry units as well for their infantry. So the only thing I'm really worried about is if they bring out any black shield archers or any snow trolls or half trolls, because they will be very difficult for us to deal with. But we've got these guys coming as well with a solid unit of archers once again. So if they don't attack us in the next turn, we'll have these guys for the siege. Rather than building any buildings that aren't going to make us any money, I think I'm going to invest in troops. So here we once again have the Artillerohon, which are an AOR area of recruitment unit, which we can only get in 2 regions, so it's worth getting them when you can. And with these units, then I intend to make money with the troops by getting further settlements that then will make us more money, rather than building up our measly provinces like Rivendell and Erin, which... Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we've got Hinedar coming, which... Oh, yes, I forgot about them. We got them for a mission, didn't we? So we're going to get them upgraded, get some armor on them, because we want to make sure that they don't just die to enemy fire very easily, because we will have to actually get them fairly close, even though they've got exceptional range. We want to make sure we get them close so we get that real body piercing action. And yet, for the last bit of this turn, I'm going to have our king build a watchtower to survey the old Rune road. And perhaps we'll get another one there, and Sith Pantheon actually is going to cover the rest of this point here. I don't like the look of this guy, and for that reason alone, I'm going to decline that. And interestingly, there's a force of goblins just here. I don't know where they're going, but hopefully they're not going to disrupt us. So, we're going to move these guys immediately this way. There's a pretty sizable force, so I don't have any worries about them potentially getting caught out there. And Legolas, if you were to move out completely... In fact, what's the best route for you to go? Oh, this way. But you'll link up with those other forces. Now, they don't like that, but they're okay with his son being in there. They're like, oh yeah, go on then. And we'll link up like so, and then we shall move down south. They are training a lot of troops there, which is a little... Well, it's not worrying, but it's a bit annoying. I'd call it annoying rather than worrying. We'll bring the cavalry, though, just in case. Because if they do come out, then they'll be very useful. Whereas the ballista, actually, you just... Well, you go in there. I don't care what you do, to be honest. Because I don't foresee any troops coming from over here. I'm hoping the Northern Dunedain can actually hold on to these 2 regions. And maybe we'll send some... If we get an alliance with them, we'll help them out in taking the Weather Hills back for them, because we'd like them to be a bit of a buffer between us and Angmar. We don't want to fight them. And also, we just need someone to go and take out the last, or the remnants of the goblins over there. And hopefully the High Elves can, pull a finger out there. Anduin like us. Easelings like us a bit more. And we've got some more units that have been trained, and Emin got its dirt paths, which are very, very useful considering how small this region is. So, not really very useful at all. Achnod Iawn got itself next tier of Town Hall, which does open it up for public baths to be built, which is... I really put a lot of emphasis on the bees there, sorry about that. But they are very useful, because this actually, if you have this in a town, and you have a general station there for many turns, you'll eventually end up picking the trait Healer, which provides extra replenishment after battles. And I think you can also get Doctor, which is the best one, but I'm not entirely sure. Dantalad got a merchant's wharf. Although, it can only really... That's a bit of a shame. We can only trade with Parth Cymru there. Perhaps we can actually trade with the Wold. I don't know why we're not. perhaps they're too close. I don't know. That's quite... Or maybe it's just because Carrasgalathon doesn't have... Oh no, wait, hang on a second. Wait, where's Dantalad? I think maybe you need a shipwright to actually get the second trade fleet. So if we had that, we could actually trade with another settlement, whereas Merchant's Wharf just increases what you've already got. So that makes sense. But look how much money it's making. It's excellent. Now, what else can we get here? Now, is it actually going to grow fairly soon? So it's about 3 turns. So, well, not 3 turns, maybe 4 turns. So getting that isn't going to make much sense. A Builder's Guild House would be good, but it's very costly. I don't know if I want to build that there, but oh, Hathadrond got roads, which is going to make us a lot of money. I mean, it would have made us a lot more money before, when Legolas was in there, but it's pretty decent. We've got some corruption here. 804 gold coins we're missing out on. I wonder if building an armory actually... Look at that. An armory would make 300 gold coins on its own. What about Valian or Valian Council House? I just don't particularly want to get an... Oh! I don't particularly want to get an armory. But it does save us a lot of money. So I think I am going to do... So we do lose actually 100 from the buildings income for building the armory, but we make more than that from just the corruption, so I am going to build that there. It does seem a bit counterintuitive, I guess. We're going to pay people to... But, you know, it does actually kind of make sense as well. Most advanced faction! Oh, this... How we have risen in the world. That's incredible. Yeah, financially... Oh, we're nowhere near. Wait, what are we looking at? Oh, production. Oh, in terms of production, we're number 1. But militarily, we're 15th. I think there's probably only 16 factions in the game. As the Dwarves of Khazad-dûm are probably 16th with their one puny region. So, militarily, we're apparently very, very poor. With the light of Elbereth, we are going to smite these Orcs of Gundabad, and even though it does look like it's got even though it looks like it's got walls like that, it doesn't, because if you look at the campaign strategy model, it is just a puny Orc fort, and we will absolutely smash them out of the water. They've only come with a mountain guard, their general's bodyguard. They've got some Snow Orc raiders, and they've got a bit of a garrison in there as well, but that will not save them.
Send them back to their underworld.
In today's battle, in today's fortress plunder, we're actually going to send in the horse archers and let them just fire at whatever they want. And this way, because they are quite far in there, and this way then we'll have less to do with our foot archers, I guess. And we'll get some nice experience, hopefully, for these guys. I don't quite understand what it is that I feel like they're coming out to attack us, which is definitely the wrong move, in my book anyway. But the horse archers are giving the other troops, they're taking them on the wild goose chase, which gives our other units just well, I'm going to send in our javelins just to shoot these Snow Orc raiders in the back. I don't care about the general taking damage at all. All that I really have to make sure is that our horse archers don't get caught, which isn't too difficult as long as I'm paying attention.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Our general slew theirs, and finally we managed to take out the what is left of the garrison. It was a very straightforward fight. I didn't feel like it was worth showing, but it's nice just to make sure that I do show that we do win. Now, I don't think you missed anything out by me not showing this battle, but let me know if you thought I should have shown it, but it wasn't particularly interesting, really. It was only a few minor units in a minor settlement, but it's another one for the tally. Alrighty, well, we did actually have a bit of a crash there following the battle, which was very, very annoying. But I didn't want to fight it again, because, well, I mean, we only lost 12 men all out of the bodyguard of the general, and, nothing bad happened anyway, but I occupied it, and for good reason, actually, because it's fairly close to reaching the next level of settlement, as you can see there. It only needs a couple hundred more, or a few hundred, several. But I think what we're first going to do is get that artist studio. And because I had to auto-resolve it, we did also cause some damage to the settlement itself, but not too much. And the armory, do we have corruption here? Otherwise I'll just leave it. Yeah, I'll just leave it. We might still get attacked here, so why not? Is there anything else here that I can get rid of? No troll cages here. Got a torch chamber though, interesting. But, well, it's not really. It's just where you get a spy for orcs. So, how about, since we don't have any spies here, I'm just going to put, okay, they do have a force there. They have another force, actually. Interesting. So we may get attacked by them, and equally I could attack those guys just there, but I'd rather them all congregate into one army. I know I have said that it is perhaps easier to take them out, take this one out, then take that one out, but it's just very tedious to take them. I'd rather just take them all out in one clump. With just over 7,000 gold in the coffers, what are we to do? Oh, and we've got this fella called Erutaron, who's an aspiring general, and he is going to come out with a bit of a force. Well, we'll have these Hinedaur going that way as well. I don't know if they were moved, but he'll come with some reinforcements, hopefully, after. Now, I don't know if we should go for Dane's Halls, which is the settlement just here. It does make a lot of money, but if we take that, then the dwarves are only going to get this one region here, if anything, which means it would just be myself against Gundabad up here once more. And I mean Anduin as well, but Anduin aren't seemingly doing very well on their own. They've only had Gundabad as their enemy for quite a while, and they haven't taken a single settlement off them since Framsburg here is used to be Anduin, but now is still Gundabad. So I'd maybe rather take this settlement here, and then we can get these two settlements over here potentially. But I'd maybe leave Dane's Halls for the dwarves, at least to begin with, until we know that we can beat Gundabad on our own. Because I don't think I can have another army really up here. I think this is kind of it, and with whatever comes from there. Because I think the real focus is going to be down south. I think Isengard are going to come, and I think Isengard are going to come very hard. And it's going to be very difficult to beat them, because they have a lot of armour. All of their units have armor, which is a real pain because a lot of our damage comes from missile fire and none of it is armor piercing. So it's a bit tricky in that regard. I mean, it'll still do really well, but it won't be as good as, say, against the Goblins or Dol Guldur, who, you know, they just melted in our fire. So we're going to need a lot of those Hinedaur, and we're also going to need a lot of well, these Elder Council are very useful, and these are very useful as well, but with the high amount of armor that they have, they will get slaughtered, actually, against Isengard. So We're going to be training a lot of them, but the Hin Adar are going to be key in any future battles. With that knowledge, then, I'm going to build a Hall of Culture in past Cymru to get some more upkeep there. I'm not going to get the smithy buildings here just yet, because I already have them in other regions around here, and I can just go and retrain them. So these 4 units here, very good units. I could send them out this way, but I think we've actually got enough here, and I don't think we need to move any more forces over here. If Dunland do attack us before we are ready, then I think we'll be more than capable holding them off with what we have got here and here. So I think what we're going to do is prepare for an attack on Isengard. We don't want to attack Mordor just yet. I'm kind of hoping that Dorwinion reconsider their position and actually, you know, do that themselves. That way we don't have to focus on them, which would be fantastic, because obviously in my Gondor campaign we're already fighting them. So it does look like after this we're going to attack Isengard, and I think the point at which we will attack them is, unfortunately, there's no way we can save Rohan. We were not going to save them. We can potentially save Lothlorien, although we will end up probably taking their capital. But regardless, we will strike at Wrakyaburg and Tirith Anduin as soon as that falls, and we've got 2, you know, maybe with 2 3/4 stack armies, we'll strike down there. And that will be our declaration of war, and they'll know that, like what is up. Now, here in Anon and Rod, I think it's important just to get that stronghold, because they're not ever going to like us until we get that. And that's all of our money, so give it another end turn. Oh no! Rohan is dead. I didn't think this would happen on the immediate... There are 3 family members there, yep, and Rohan is now dead. Oh no! I mean, that is kind of exciting, because Isengard are very powerful indeed. They'll hold all of Rohan here, and then they are also attacking down here, I think. Are they? I thought we had map information. Did we never come down here? Gondor are at war with Isengard, so they are fighting Gondor. I think we did actually see that in the Toggle Fog of War. And we've got a diplomat here, and Thranduil is, of course, held by Mordor. Yes. How about we just... This is like witnessing a crime scene. Oh, but Gondor do still hold this region here, for now at least, but they are going to lose it, because there's a hefty couple of armies there, and there's... it's just so frustrating, because like if they lose this, which they probably will, because the AI is very poor at moving armies to where they're needed. They'll lose that, and then if they can't retake them, they will lose the campaign, and Mordor just snowball right on over them. Brunost got an artist studio. That's good. That's good. Oh, and we've still got the 1 ring on this guy, and I think it was 25 turns that we got to do it, but... Or was it 25 turns? I think we got it on turn 90, so we've got a few more turns before we just have to move him on. But what else can we get here? We'll get the art gallery, so hopefully they will like us more. So then, okay. Now, I'm just looking here, and there's a massive force of Dunedain, and they're coming. Oh, that's their last stack. Oh, their last spawn stack. Oh, there's Dunedain Steel Bowmen are so cool. Oh. The Northern Dunedain are my favourite faction, but they've had some changes in this patch, or in this version rather. I didn't want to play as them just because we're not yet anyway. But silly for them, we actually made it here before them. So we're going to take the city and not them. And this will hopefully round out the episode. And hopefully, this is going to be a hell of a lot of editing to make this all fit. But we're going to do it. Let's go.
Now cheer, you brave fighters, and sound the advance. To battle!
Today we have the slight disadvantage of both a humongous hill being right there, and also we have no cavalry for the first time in quite a while, so this is going to be quite interesting. Now that is where the large force is coming from, and I think what we're going to have to do is move up to the top of this hill as well. And we will have to run because they've actually got a ballista that I didn't know they had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in our Gwaith-i-Mirdain to actually take that out. Because I'm hoping they can actually take out all of this. And, oh dear, that's a bit of a wrench in my plan. But I think our Gwaith-i-Mirdain have actually managed to catch up here, and we're just going to send them on in. We don't particularly mind if we take some losses here, because I think this is the last battle against the goblins at least. So that is good news. Legolas take out the ballista immediately, and you guys go on the flank. You guys go on the flank. And where are those Elbereth guard? Here they are. Don't be firing at will, and oh dear, they've charged some warg riders into our archers, but not to worry. Legolas looks like he's taken care of all of the ballistas, so now we're just going to put these guys right there in front, and hopefully that will stop their advance. Woodland warriors attack, 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 and everyone else just keep on shooting. Oh, maybe just shoot the mountain Uruks. We haven't seen these guys before, but they're pretty formidable fighters. Two-handed, like scimitars, they have.
Only half the enemy force remains. This is it. Attack!
The Gwaith-i-Mirdain still have over 100 men in their unit, so they've actually done very well indeed. But I don't think our archers are doing a whole lot, so I'm going to move them back over here. Then we can get some good shots over here, and Legolas as well. Stop what you're doing and come on over here. The Sentinels of Kerin Amroth, I think I may. Who are they good to go against? I think I'll just flank these orc fighters over here, and our archers can shoot this big mob over here.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Now we do actually need to make sure we kill all of these as well, because that way we'll get the town. So you guys come over here. You're the fastest unit that we have, so we need to make sure that you're the first ones actually running after the units. The mountain Uruks look like they're coming towards our archers, so we're going to send in Legolas to deal with that. If he can be bothered to actually get on in there. Oh, we're going to have to move. The delay cost them. But, okay, we can move these guys a little bit just like that. And I'll tell you what, you actually shoot those warg scouts. And you guys keep shooting into that mass over there. Although I think the mass is largely gone. The mass has basically gone. So they are fighting to the death, which is good news. But that will that will dissipate as soon as we kill the general. So although the general is now running. So that's not great news. We need to make sure that we kill the general. I think we've done enough otherwise. So yeah, I think we've done enough. We just need to kill off the general. So Woodland Sentinels come from behind. Oh, let's just use the swiftness. I've totally forgotten about that. The general hasn't actually died yet, so I don't know which one they were talking about when they said one was running away. They must have been talking about the captain. Although we killed that a long time ago. So let's just dispatch the mountain guard quickly. And I think everything else here is dead. There's two orcs over there. Got some celebrating over here. They know what's up. There is the faction leader of the Orcs of the... I keep calling the Orcs of the Misty Mountains. The Goblins of Moria.
Enemy general lies dead.
And down he goes. There we go. Get in there. Hopefully that means that we actually get a Region. So Gwaith-i-Mirdain, absolute beast. We did get some friendly fire in there, quite a lot actually. But they killed nearly 300 goblins. 100%, they're all dying. And now, come on! The High Chieftain of the Orcs is dead. I wonder if that'll kill the faction off. We'll have to see. No, it won't, it won't. We're going to occupy. Now, it does look like this because I think the Northern Dunedain held it not too long ago, actually. And then they lost it to the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, just as we took Moria. But here is why we wanted this settlement. Bam. Ruins of the Gwaith-i-Mirdain. Population growth bonus 2.5%. Building costs reduced by 20%. Upgrades, armor, Noldorin plate. Increase in tradable goods. Oh yes. I mean, the only one that we really want was this thing here. Because that is going to give a huge boost. Noldorin plate is tier 6 blacksmithing. We normally only get up to tier 4. Which means that basically everyone gets +3 to their armor. That will retrain here. And you know that 20% retraining... Oh no, it's building cost. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're going to have to build elite armies. If we want the very best troops, I think we have to bring them here. This is the only place you can actually get it, which is a bit annoying, since most of our recruitment hubs are over here. However, you know, I'll probably... Every army that goes down to Dunland, I'll swing them through here, and we'll get them beefed up. So, 10 and 13 currently, that will go up to 10 and 18, I think, as standard. So our worst unit will be 10 attack, 18 defense. Oh, that's so overpowered. And these guys will become 11 attack, 30 total defense on a halberd as well. It's outrageous. They will just become unkillable and absolute monsters. And as you can see, we can obviously retrain all of these for that upgraded armor. But 11% needs to go up a lot. And what else can we... As you can see, there's a lot of... Oh, they've even built a Dunedain barracks here. And a Dunedain armory. Oh. But I don't think there's anything else that we can't use. Oh, a Brawler's Hall. Thanks for the 1,000 there. But then, I think I'm going to leave you on that one, and we'll just take that fort there. So this is now their... Oh, it's a castle. I don't know if that's because it says that it's independent, but I'm pretty sure that is their only region and their capital. So, I'm going to leave you on that note. We've taken Region, and we've taken Wrakyaburg, as I said in the beginning. Now, how often does that happen? That's but this is going to be quite a long video. But I hope that you enjoyed it nonetheless. And next time, we're probably going to see the declaration of war against Isengard. And hopefully, Dorwinion attacks Mordor so we don't have to deal with them. And then we will also see an attack on Dunland at some point. Probably not in the next episode. And we'll clean up all of Gundabad's forces, although they're not out of the race just yet. They've still got 1, 2, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regions still left, so they're certainly still in there. But thank you very much for watching. Like it if you liked it. I'm going with Gandalf now. Good day.